Police in Toronto are looking for at least 2 suspects believed to be involved in a shooting at the U.S. Consulate early this morning. The shooting is being investigated as a national security incident. A press conference with police wrapped up just minutes ago, and while officials weren't clear on the motive behind the shooting, they are aware of the current situation in the Middle East and ongoing tensions, and say security at the U.S. and Israeli embassies will be stepped up. The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick was at that news conference in downtown Toronto at the scene of the shooting. She joins me now live. So, Megan, what did we learn from police?
Yeah, just a bit about the scene. The investigators remain on scene here, and the consulate is cordoned off with police tape. There are still evidence markers on the road in front of the building on University Avenue, which is a main street in downtown Toronto. This consulate is very centrally located, and it is here around 4:30 this morning that Toronto police believe this shooting happened. They got reports about it around 5:30 this morning is when they became aware of it. They say when officers did arrive on scene, they found evidence of gunfire, of firearm being discharged at the building, and that evidence includes shell casings, they said, as well as damage to the building. We've seen investigators inspecting the building closely, concentrating a lot on the door of the building, but also the walls and the entire building. Throughout the morning, they've been taking photos of it. Toronto police saying at this update that there were people inside the building at the time. No injuries reported as a result of this shooting. They did mention several times what a highly secure and fortified building it is. Now, in terms of the timeline, they say there is some evidence to suggest that a vehicle pulled up in front of the building around 4:30 this morning. They didn't say what that evidence was, but they do believe it is a white Honda CR-V. They say 2 individuals got out of the vehicle and fired a handgun, they believe it was, at the building, then got back in the vehicle and drove south. The Toronto deputy chief not saying how many shots they believe were fired, but he said it was multiple, and they have recovered multiple shell casings, he said. Toronto Police Services Gun and Gangs Task Force is leading this investigation. They are appealing to the public for assistance. If any people were in the area around 4:30 this morning and have dash cam video, they are asking that those people contact police. Now, it's not just Toronto Police working on this investigation, Arthi. The RCMP is also involved, and we heard from a representative of the RCMP as well at this update. The RCMP, part of their mandate is providing security for embassies and consulates and ambassadors in Canada. And so we heard from them about how it's very early in the investigation in terms of trying to determine any motive. But this shooting at this U.S. consulate does come in the wake of several other shootings in the city of Toronto in recent days at synagogues. And the Toronto deputy chief saying that's not lost on them, that these shootings have happened pretty much a couple days in a row. They did not talk about any link between these shootings, but he said they will be looking at that possibility. And they talked in general about current events, what's going on in the world right now, and well, they just commented on that. And let's take a listen to a bit more of what the RCMP chief superintendent said about that.
Other consulates as well, including the Israeli consulate, will be seeing a change in the security posture here in Toronto, as well as Ottawa.
Any other countries?
Not that I'm prepared to speak to at this time. We'll be assessing that on an ongoing basis. But for now, the U.S. consulate and the Israeli consulate will see a change.
So why did you choose those 2 consulates specifically?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious based on the incidents that have occurred here in Toronto and elsewhere that these consulates deserve a heightened amount of vigilance and security at this time, in the hopes that we can bring the temperature down in the coming days and weeks.
That Israeli consulate here in Toronto, several blocks away from where we are right now. For the time being, obviously, Arthi, the building remains closed, and the street in front of it, quite a long stretch of it, remains closed as well.
And Megan, even though we just got some more details from police a few minutes ago, there has already been some political reaction to this incident. What have we heard?
That's right. Toronto's Mayor Olivia Chow commented on it this morning, and she also commented on those shootings at those synagogues as well, and saying the Toronto Police has her full support as they carry out these investigations. Federal Conservative Party Pierre Poilievre, when he was speaking at an event this morning, also mentioned this incident here in Toronto. And we have heard from Ontario's Premier Doug Ford, who spoke at Queen's Park this morning, which is just up the street from where I'm standing right now. He said he has gotten a briefing on this incident from the Ontario Provincial Police Commissioner. Here's what else we heard from the Premier.
They're going to catch these criminals, and we're going to hold them accountable, and they're going to face the full extent of the law. It's a different world now that we're facing, and we're seeing it around the world with turmoil happening everywhere, and we're going to make sure it doesn't land on our shores.
We have not heard anything yet, Arthi, from the U.S. Consulate. We did reach out to them early this morning for a statement on what occurred here. We haven't heard anything back yet from them, but certainly this is causing a lot of reaction to this incident. And we heard that at the news conference as well from the police, saying they can understand that this would be a worrying incident for people here in Toronto.
Megan, thank you for the latest on this. That is the CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick in downtown Toronto.